I guess that's it. Hey, we're still open. Yay! Accreditation didn't shut us down. Uh, I'm Suzanne Sutherland, and I'm the president of CCAHE, your faculty union. And I'm just here with Michael Sariello and Sydney Bravovar, our negotiators, to talk about bargaining. So this is going to be hopefully a really quick bargaining report. Uh, we're going to make it as quick as possible. First of all, as you know, our contract expired July 1, 2025, and as you probably also know, we didn't start bargaining until about May. That's unusual. We didn't have a permanent VP of HR. We tried to wait for one to be hired. That search, it failed. What a shock. So we started bargaining anyways. We actually partook in some pretty lengthy bargaining sessions over the course of the summer to equal 8 bargaining sessions and ended on August 15th and asked for a mediator from PERC. So that's the big picture stuff. I'm going to go ahead and let somebody else talk about the teams
Yeah,
and some of the topics.
certainly. So our bargaining teams, if you guys are not aware, obviously Suzanne Sutherland, Michael Sariello, me, Sydney Brahmavar, Sarah Kuzera, and Tyler Frank, who is now off getting his PhD. So Jim Wilkins-Luton was our alternate, and so he has stepped in. The employer team is VPI Dr. Brown, Shelley Ostermeyer, Jennifer Obard, Heidi Summers, and interim VP of HR Darcy Rourke. When we went into our bargain, we had about 30 proposals, and the employer brought about 15 proposals. Um, Michael, do you want to go over our topics that we proposed?
Oh,
Or I can.
yeah, you go ahead.
So we proposed, just rapid fire here, decreasing workload for culinary and baking, cleaning up that workload table, correcting and adding programs that weren't on that table. We asked for a 1% raise for adjuncts, hoping we would get at least one little win there. Increased professional development for adjunct and full-time faculty. New language around emeritus status, so access to email and that kind of thing once you've retired. New language for outcomes, faculty approve outcomes, of course, was our goal. We asked for pay for adjuncts for the Disability Access Center training and the equitable decision-making training. We asked to pay faculty for their extra work time as a result of all the work we're doing to combat AI right now. To
Mhm.
pay faculty who are trying to order their software, so making sure their software is accessible and compliant. We wanted to make sure that, again, you weren't doing extra labor and not getting compensated for that labor. We asked for a reorg task force because that reorg word keeps being thrown around, and we would like to make sure that that is an equitable process. We asked for more release time for the bargaining team and for our president. We asked to codify release that's already allocated for English and math adjunct schedulers and the PPAC chair. And we asked for more funding for those sabbaticals.
Right on. Yeah, there are a few more topics, and we will be publishing a list in an email soon. But like I said, we're trying to make this quick. Some of the employers' proposals, that's the really exciting part of the bargain this year. One of those is, and probably their main topic, or very much so, their main topic is a proposal to change the way our class caps are configured. So they proposed a system that would, categorize different classes. For instance, some writing intensive classes, some labs. So, and whatever your class is, you would have this static number attached as far as your class capacity. And as we know, the curriculum committee makes those decisions when it comes to class caps and has for decades, literally. So we prefer to keep it that way. And, we're of course, keeping an open mind about their proposal, and at the same time, it's important that we represent our faculty properly. So that really has been somewhat of a sticking point. Another topic that they um, well, some of the other language that they wanted to change is our riff language. As you know, well, some of you probably know that when you're riffed or laid off from Clark, you can, if you're on a second riff list, move over to another department. And if you have just a bachelor's degree in another topic, in another subject, you can go and teach in that department. They proposed to change that to a master's degree. And of course, we rejected that idea. So that was something that we thought we should mention to the faculty, but so far, they went ahead and accepted our rejection, and we've moved on from that language. So another subject or topic that, well, frankly, we found troubling is the proposal to increase the load for the English department. We are the faculty union, we represent faculty. It's not our business to increase the workload for faculty. In fact, we do just the opposite. So that's not something that we were able to entertain in any serious way. And Michael, did you want to jump in and talk about emeritus?
Uh, yeah, I mean, that was our proposal, but basically, we've
Yeah.
asked for emeritus faculty. There's a couple aspects of this. We've
Mm,
asked for longtime loyal adjuncts to working at Clark College to get some sort of monetary compensation when they retire, much like full-time people do, just as a recognition of, again, their long-time loyal service. So we've asked for that. And then once someone is retired and receives that title of emeritus, we've asked that they basically just keep their college email address,
mhm,
which seems to us to be fairly commonsensical, not just because we value these people and we want them to remain connected to the college and be part of the college, institutional memory, and just decades of working together. But beyond that, students need to contact their former instructors for letters of recommendation or help with transferring or advice or just to check in. And losing your college email address as soon as you retire obviously makes that a lot more difficult. And that's one that we really thought was going to be an easy one because it really doesn't cost any money. And we're a little baffled by the reluctance by the administration to at least just let a retired faculty member to keep their email address. One of the arguments you often hear is from the administration is, well, it's an IT problem. And the thing is that when we ask for things like this, we've done our due diligence, and we've looked at the fact that other colleges have done this. And we don't just come out of this, and make these proposals, these wild proposals, but we know that something's been done by other schools. It ought to be able to be done by us. And that is a great example of something we think should be easy, but there's a somewhat baffling reluctance on the part of administration for.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, all of us can probably contact one of our old professors through email because they still have their email address from the institution that we attended. So that is an odd one. A few other ones here. The college or the employer's team wanted to put in detail some language that would require us to hold office hours in certain ways. So the first proposal was that we would hold office hours, say virtually if we were teaching online, and hold office hours face to face if we were teaching face to face classes. And we, very soon after explained that that really didn't make a lot of sense. A lot of our students, our online students want to meet face to face and vice versa. And ultimately, we explained that something like that doesn't need to be in the contract. We understand that that's an important part of our work. And it seems, well, it doesn't seem, it's very much micromanaging. So we're not exactly interested in that language. Let's see here. When it comes to, we talked about the English load. We also want to decrease the culinary and baking load. It's actually at 24 credits, and we are proposing that it be decreased to 16. It looks like the employer is okay with it at 18. However, at this time, they had kind of dug in their heels and said that they wouldn't change anything in the load table unless we agreed to increase the English department's load. And for a variety of reasons, that just doesn't make sense. And that's just one of the handfuls of reasons why we asked for a mediator. Is there anything else we should be talking about here? Let's see.
Was gonna
Riff.
say the tables, that also includes the adding, some new departments in that table don't have a load. So it was like presented midway through a bargain as a package deal, which hopefully a mediator will help guide us there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That was problematic too. In bargaining, trust is super important. So you don't want to change your mind or change your story in the middle of negotiations. It really hurts the relationship.
Yep.
So it looks like I think we've covered quite a bit here. Um, let's see. I had just mentioned one of the reasons why we asked for a mediator. Uh, let's see. What wasn't there a topic that we agreed on pretty quickly, Michael? What was
Yeah,
that?
there has been a few things that we've been able to agree on, and it just goes to show you that it is possible to agree. One thing that came up is extending the deadlines for tenure committees. Basically, being serving on tenure committees. What we're hearing from the candidates, the tenure candidates, is requiring the meetings be held so early in a quarter is kind of tough when you're new at the job and teaching classes you've never taught before and so on.
Mhm.
And so that was one of our proposals was to ask for an extension, whatever it was, the sixth week, maybe it could be the eighth week or something like that. And the administration agreed. And that to me, I mean, this is the first full bargaining I've been in. And that to me is a great example of exactly how it's supposed to work. Right? We brought forward a proposal that made sense to us. It's something that they hadn't really thought about, and they admitted that right up front. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good point. And we worked out the details as to what's actually doable and so on, given, their own deadlines and staffing and everything else. But we were able to agree on that one pretty quick. And it just goes to show you that there are times when we can't agree on things. That's why we're a bit baffled by why some things that we thought would be just as easy as that are
Mhm.
proving to be a lot harder.
Yeah,
Also,
absolutely.
we withdrew some of our proposals, and as an act of good faith, hoping that that would move things along. So we are kind of trying things that should work in a bargain to show that, but again, no success.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just top that off with absolutely bargaining for the most part in my experience, and it's been 6 years and I bargained every quarter through COVID. So you can imagine I've bargained with probably what 100 different VPIs. No, I'm just kidding. Um, maybe
It
just a
only
half
seems that way.
dozen.
Close.
But most of bargaining is people sharing good ideas and trying to agree on them so that, most or all of our community, is enhanced by those decisions. And it felt as though this bargain was approached from the get-go as a competition or, something to sort of to beat the other team.
Yeah.
And, that's not necessary with all of our topics.
Yeah, my
Uh,
impression is that the other side basically views a lot of this as a zero sum
mhm,
game, that anything that they perceive as a faculty win that they think is a loss for them,
mhm,
which is silly because we should all be in the same business of trying to serve our students. And this is what we're trying to do is make this college work better, more efficiently, and ultimately with the goal of serving our students. And
mhm,
again, it's been a bit disappointing that that's not the
mhm.
perception that we are receiving from the other side.
Right. Yeah, well said. So yeah, absolutely. A little example, we put on the table AI. You know, we need help with AI. You know, we had our suggestions, but overall, we just need to work together with the institution, uh, you know, to try to improve working conditions for faculty, for students, for all of us, for student conduct, for the deans. And, you know, their response, instead of talking about that, was to go out and immediately start a few, you know, groups that would, or committees that would deal with,
Task
uh,
force. Yeah.
yeah, right, that would deal with AI instead of trying to bargain at the table. So that was a little disheartening as well. And the good part is we requested a mediator. We have a what I think is a decent mediator. She helped us when we went on strike, and I think that it's going to help us understand bargaining better, and it will help the other team understand bargaining, hopefully significantly. So I'm looking forward to bargaining and getting the help that we need, behaving in professional manner, and getting, you know, some of the things that we need for our faculty.
Indeed.
Just as an idea as to how much work this entails, this is, only part of the paperwork we deal with in every session.
But it's worth it.
All right. Any last comments?
No, you guys have any questions after watching the video, feel free to email any of us, or you can put comments in the YouTube video down below. And I think we're going to try to send these out more regularly now that we've got accreditation behind us. So
Yeah.
let us know what information would be helpful.
Yeah. We should probably point out that we've actually met with the mediator once. So the
Yeah.
process has in fact actually started. The mediator meets with each team first to get their impressions of what's going on. And so we hopefully will start some movement soon on actual mediation with the two parties together at once.
Mhm. Yay. All right. Well, thank you, and thank you all members. Like Sydney said, get a hold of us if you have any questions, and we'll try to make these reports a little bit shorter next time. Thank you. Mhm.